Hello and welcome. My name is Phan Wai Yip. I'm the Deputy Head of Education at the Department of Chemistry. And for the next 10 minutes or so, I'm going to lead you through our chemistry undergraduate program. But first, I like to start with what is chemistry in the broadest sense. It is basically a study of atoms and molecules, like how atoms and molecules behave, what are their optical properties, electronic properties, and so on and so forth. So it is not surprising that because atoms and molecules made up the entire physical world, that chemistry is also called the central science. And as you can see, chemistry is located right in the middle of all the other sciences as well. For example, a lot of biologists also make use of many chemical principles in order to do their work as well. And it is also not surprising that when we look at the industrial sectors here, there are many sectors such as the petrochemical, electronics, pharmaceutical sectors, which employ a lot of chemists to do their work. The Singapore government has also identified energy and chemicals as one of the very important sectors in their industry transformation map. So it is anticipated that Singapore would become a global energy and chemicals hub by 2025, and this would lead to a creation of about more than 1,000 new jobs and about 12 billion more in value. Now, even now in Singapore, analytical chemistry or chemical analysis plays a very important role. As you can see from the slide here, there are many industries and government agencies which perform a lot of chemical analysis at the daily level as well. So what we can do here in our department, in our NUS chemistry department, is to try to help you to bridge the gap between what the company wanted as far as chemistry is concerned and what kind of knowledge and experience that you need to have in order to join them. So let me introduce just a little bit about our department. We are one of the largest departments in the science faculty. We have about 60 faculty members and about 40 support staff. So in total, we have more than 700 undergraduate students in all 4 years, and also quite a lot of graduate students as well. So that makes the Department of Chemistry one of the more research and teaching intensive school in NUS. So over the years, we have undergone a lot of changes, especially in upgrading our facilities. Now what you see when you visit our department is that most of the teaching and research facilities are state-of-the-art and continuously upgraded as well. So it doesn't come as a surprise that we have been ranked number 7th in the world consistently for the past 3 years. And our undergraduate chemistry program remains one of the top 10 programs in the world. So now let me talk about our chemistry curriculum. But before that, I want to point out that our chemistry curriculum also follows the NUS modular system. And for chemistry modules, it is coded CM. And for one module, it is given 4 modular credit as usual. And if you want to graduate with a Bachelor's of Science in 3 years, you need to accumulate 120 MC, which is about the equivalent of 30 modules. But nowadays, many of our students have gone on to Bachelor's of Science Honours, where then you have to accumulate 160 MCs, which is an equivalent of 40 modules. And take note here, many students would read or take 5 modules per semester. So this is an important point here. Now, so our chemistry curriculum is divided into 4 major sections. We have what we call the major requirements, that will be all the chemistry modules. Then we have the unrestricted electives, which are whatever that you like to study. Faculty requirements, which are the science modules, and the general education, which are the university modules. So you can see that the major requirements take up about 22 modules. So that is by far the largest component in the chemistry curriculum. So what do you study in your first year and second year? The first and second year are going to be your foundation years. That is when you build up your foundation in chemistry so that you have very good knowledge and content in chemistry in order to tackle the more challenging problems that you face in your subsequent years. So apart from chemistry, you also have to learn a little bit of mathematics here and some biochemistry as well. And then in your third year, you continue taking chemistry modules. Here we have a lot of choices for you to choose from. And not only that, chemistry is also heavily involved in data science and analysis. So recently we have come up with a new module called computational thinking, which actually encompasses a lot of data analysis, especially chemical data. Now, once you complete your 3 years or you complete your level 3, then you will be able to graduate with a general BSc degree. Now, if you want to continue to level 4, that will be your honors year, then you still continue taking some of these chemistry modules. Again, we have a lot for you to choose from. But your level 4 will be dominated either by your final year project or a final year internship. So that depends on you, which one you would like to choose. Upon completion of your modules and either the project or internship, then you're able to graduate with a Bachelor's of Science with honors. So let me talk a little bit more about your final year project. Now that is the time when you go into a lab and then carry out some very interesting research. Most of the time the research is contemporary and cutting edge as well. And there are many topics for you to choose from because we have many professors in the chemistry department with a diverse area of interest. And not only that, now we are beginning to offer projects in machine learning and data analytics as well. And what do you get out from a final year project? Well, basically many things. One of the main reason why scientists are very employable is because they are trained in critical thinking, analytical skills, and eventually they're able to solve a lot of problems based on their systematic approach to problem solving. Now, if you don't want to take up a final year project, you can also consider a final year internship. So this is an opportunity for you to go into the company somewhere in Singapore and then spend 1 semester with them. And when you are with this company, then you're able to apply your chemical knowledge, right, to help the company. And at the same time, you can also learn what the companies are doing in terms of their chemistry applications. So with your FYI, in short for final year internship, you have a direct connection to the industries, right? And I'm also very happy to say that many of our interns managed to go on to secure a job with the particular company which they were interning in. Now, there are many companies in Singapore that would take a chemistry student or a chemistry intern. That's because, as I've mentioned before, chemical analysis is needed everywhere. So the company doesn't even have to be a chemistry-based company. It could even be a biology-based company and so on and so forth. But chemical analysis are needed everywhere. Now, we also realize that many students are also interested in very multidisciplinary areas. So we have chosen 3 areas where our students can also specialize in. So the meaning of specialization here is that as long as you take modules that are relevant to either materials chemistry, medicinal chemistry, or environment and energy, then you will be given a specialization as well. Apart from that, many of our chemistry students also went on overseas exchange for 1 semester. And this is a very interesting time for the students because they are able to at least visit another country. And one of the most important things is that they are able to read very special or unique courses that are not offered in NUS as well. Okay, so where do chemistry students normally go to? All over the world, right? So I've listed only a few countries here, which are the more popular ones, including many countries in Europe as well. Now, we also realized that many students have very diverse interests. So perhaps your interest may not just be in chemistry alone, but it could be in some other sciences. So it is possible for you to pair your chemistry major with something else. Now, since 3 years ago, we have offered a chemistry and food science double major, which you can apply to. Or if you're interested in going to Canada, especially University of Toronto, we are also offering a joint minor in environmental chemistry. Now, not only that, you can still remain in NUS and take up other minors as well. Some of the very popular minors that are paired with chemistry are nanoscience and forensic science. The chemistry department is very fortunate indeed because we have a very strong connection to our alumni. So it is through the generosity of the alumni that we managed to obtain a lot of scholarships from them. So they have very kindly sponsored scholarships, bursaries and awards. And these awards are all going to a student who is going to pursue chemistry. Now, so what are the career prospects? That's a very important question. Now, as I've mentioned, chemistry is a central science, right? Analytical chemistry is extremely important. And because chemistry is a science, most sciences would train you in critical thinking, analytical skills, and problem solving skills as well. So, in summary, if you have a chemistry degree, you are very, very employable. So these are some of the job titles that our students actually possess. So you could be, for example, an analytical chemist, a forensic scientist, petrochemical engineer as well. Okay, and what are the industrial sector that take in chemistry graduates? Again, many of them, virtually the whole of the industrial sectors. So when you enter NUS, especially the chemistry department, what can you do? You can always design your own path to your success, right? In NUS, we have many tools for you to choose from. You can always try to vary your major requirements. That means take the chemistry modules which you think are most relevant to you, right? And unrestricted elective is also a very, very attractive basket for you to take other courses as well, perhaps a language course, for example. And there are also many enhancement programs. The enhancement programs meaning, say, going on overseas exchange or doing a joint minor and so on and so forth. Now, so here I'm going to give you a few examples on how you can design your own path. For example, you have an ambition and you want to become an analytical chemist. So what do you do, right? An analytical chemist can find very good jobs in many, many industries, including food and flavor industry as well. So what you do is that in your first 2 years, you need to first complete all your foundation modules. And then from your 3rd year onwards, then you are able to choose what you want to study. And I would advise that you take up more analytical chemistry modules so that these modules are, or whatever you study there, are going to be directly relevant to what you intend to do. And what is also important is that you could also take up an internship so that you actually go to that company doing analytical chemistry and find out more about it. But if your interest lies elsewhere, let's say you want to be a medicinal chemist, then you might want to take up a medicinal chemistry specialization as well. And medicinal chemistry involves a lot of organic chemistry, so you might want to take up more of the organic or medicinal chemistry modules. And finally, you might want to do a final year project as well to enhance your synthetic skills. For example, if you're interested in making drugs, right? So that would be a very good thing to do. And lastly, let's say that you are interested in becoming a chemist who is interested in energy. Now, then you might want to take up an energy environment specialization. Now, so as you recall, the government has identified energy and chemicals as one of the important sectors in the industry transformation map. And so in order to specialize in energy and environment, you might want to consider taking up more of the physical and analytical chemistry modules. Besides studying, then of course the chemistry department also wants their students to play hard as well. So we have a Chemical Sciences Society, and this society is very active in helping us to organize many events, not just for students but for staff as well. If you're interested, you can also join the Science Club. And in NUS, there are many sport and game clubs that you can join as well for your extracurricular activity. So these are just some examples of some of the activities or events that we organize. For example, we have a crystal growing event that we have organized for the past 40 years. So this is a very popular event among secondary school students who would come to us with a lot of very large and interesting crystals. So we have set up a Facebook as well. So take note of the tag Chem NUS. So hope you can follow us on Facebook. Okay, so I hope you can join us at NUS Chemistry. And if you have any questions, please feel free to contact us at these numbers here, which are posted on the screen. And thank you very much for your attention, and I hope to see you soon.